I would like to start with a video so you can understand the style and world of Pat's game.
Come on, come on, come on. I can do this. Huh? Yes? Who is it?
Good night to you, fine sir. I represent a very well-established gaming contest. Do you have a moment to talk about our cause?
Ha! It's not the first time a Jehovah's Witness pulls that trick on me. Nice try and get the hell out.
Nice try! Nice try! What kind of petty being do you think I am?
Holy fuck! How do you get in here?
Why, thanks to cartoon nonsense, chops. Anyway, you've been selected to participate in the universe's big video gaming tournament.
Oh, dude, I really don't know if I can do that.
Do you think I came to this hellhole to give you a Christmas card or something? Get your sorry ass inside.
Oh, wait, can I put 10 pounds at least?
No time for that. There you go. It's time to start a game. This is...
Pat-o-rama. It's an adventure video gaming development stage that also has unique playing components, and it will be sold on a stable and well-explored market niche. I'm talking a bit much here because it feels better to talk about the video game industry for this presentation, so it can be on common ground, since we know that it is an industry that exists, but few know its numbers. It is a $170 billion industry in the world market. A market that generates more money than music and films industry combined. It has 3 billion consumers, with a fixed 8% growth year after year, and that has never dropped or collapsed, being one of the few industries in the world with constant upward growth. And contrary to what everyone believes, 79% of the players are adults, which means that they are people with purchasing power. This large number can be broken down into more specific ones when doing a market study and thus understand what the opportunity is that it offers us. 65% of gamers on the planet are active consumers of video games. That is, they buy video games. 35 years of age is the average of these 65%, and 22% buy a video game per month, or rather, there is a market of more than 400 million consumers who are continuously consuming games. But let's go deeper to study a more specific market, the one that conforms to the principles of Pat's game. Starting from that simple 22%, 88 million people play video games that have more than 5 hours of gameplay. 237 million enjoy playing single-player games. 52 million spend more than 20 hours a week in games. These people prefer to spend their free time gaming instead of watching Netflix or reading a book. Studies show that 144 million are people with higher education, and more importantly, this entire niche of 400 million players continuously consume items from the same video game. These people found in video games. Something that many see, but a few understand. It is the term known as gaming culture. It is exactly the same as those people that make an entire culture around books, other ones around bicycles or religion. They are a gigantic group of people that define their lives around video games. Gaming culture, like any other culture, consumes, talks, and lives video games. Speaking outside of the gamer population, it is a good idea to know about the amount of video games in general and which ones identify more with the game I'm making. Steam, Epic Games, and GOG are the largest computer video game sales platforms on the market. Between the three, they hold in their combined catalogs more than 57,000 games. It is also necessary to put the figures of the traditional brands such as Sony's PlayStation, Microsoft's Xbox, and the almighty Nintendo. Since, contrary to what people believe that they are the main owners of the industry, the combination of their video games are around 11,000. This data is just as important to know because these sites also function as search engines, just like Google. So, by searching their databases for the same criteria, such as single-player games, a genre that moves billions, with a well-written and long story that gives consuming hours and hours of fun, and with mechanics that keep you on the edge of your chair, such as adventure. These results are filtered and show us that there are around 800 games out of 57,000, similar to Pat. Those 800 games have collectively sold 20 million copies in a 1-year period, and just 25 games sold 17 million of those copies. Going deeper into that investigation of those games that are so much like Pat, we find that out of those 25, 15 of those games sold 10 million copies, and the best-selling game of those 10 games were only 3, with a profit of $40 million. The funny thing is that such a large figure is difficult to digest for people who do not understand the software market and always believe that this should be done by large teams with huge budgets. Almost $40 million can only be achieved by huge conglomerates. Well, these are the creators and developers of these projects. These guys took it upon themselves to do each of these projects. The resources to work on them were limited and time was minimal, yet they were able to create these absurd amounts of money. You've seen the numbers, the people, and the competition. Now let's talk about how this video game is monetized. We start monetizing it at an early stage via crowdfunding. We start selling the video game for $7 only after 8 months of development. We are hoping to reach 700,000 viewers at this stage and sell 900 to 1,200 copies in pre-sale through crowdfunding. At the time of launch, we will sell the game for $12. This price will be maintained during the first year of sale. We will reach an audience of 25 million people, and using a basic scenario, we plan to sell between 24 and 35,000 copies. Finally, having enough capital, we could consider opening a new market and selling copies on Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft consoles at $15. As of the first year of release on PC, reaching an audience of 15 million and selling between 10 to 15,000 copies. The expectations of the sale of a video game are usually close to 100,000 copies sold in the first year, but I think it is better to keep the numbers low and get excited when the best things happen. The marketing strategies that we will use to reach that audience will be expectation campaigns, comments on social networks, posting in forums and creation of memes from months 0 to 8 of development. After 8 months of development, we will fully enter the sale via crowdfunding, using a demo game to hook up consumers and achieve pre-sales. Agreements with influencers and YouTubers who talk to their audience about how good this game is going to be, and interviews on specialized video games websites. Once the launch begins, it will be the critics who have a lot of power to convince consumers. We will also make wikis and guides to beat the game and describe characters. Agreements with well-known streamers who promote Pat by playing the game live. And finally, the users' opinions on Steam, Epic, or GOG. These help a lot as they are silent sellers, because a positive feedback from someone who bought the game helps to sell 1 or 2 more games. And finally, after a couple of years, we will continue to promote the game through discounts, free content, ports, or rather the game pass from the computer to the consoles, and animations or cartoons on YouTube or on the web in general. And we have the financial issue. The accounts so far indicate that $10,000 are necessary to develop the project. 13% is used for advertising and marketing, and with that we could reach 15 million consumers. We would need 10 million to reach 25 million, as I mentioned in a slide, but we can achieve those when the game goes on pre-sale. To break even, that is, that we have not won, but we have not lost either, we will sell 6,000 copies in the first week. And believe me, that is a very small figure, considering that we could already have almost 1,000 copies pre-sold and 5,000 can be sold to my group of YouTube subscribers. Around 30,000 copies sold in year 1. Finally, we would need around $6,000 extra to translate the game from computer to consoles, spending much less on marketing, since we have enough traction back and not so much marketing is necessary because we are in the word of mouth. And we would need about 15 million users in audience on those platforms. Having a fund run like that. Of the $10,000, 66% is spent on human talent. Marketing takes around 13%. The assets, such as stages, songs, or videos, around 10%, and utilities 6%. Utilities are specifically that, energy and internet. We're talking about approximately 16 months of video game development. At 25% of the execution, we start marketing tasks. At 50%, there is an exit strategy if the investor wants it that way from the beginning, and the start of ROI and reinvestment from month 1 after launching the project. I like to leave one last message about this industry and the people who always enjoy it. Gaming culture came to stay. Most of the digital products that people use nowadays were made using all of the video game dynamics, like product selling websites that award the most loyal consumers, or how tweets or posts are rewarded through likes. All of these were brought in from the main concept of stimuli system of the video games that were created back in the 70s decade. Virtual reality and metaverse is around the corner, and they will transform gaming culture in just 2 words: live stand-up. Whether we like it or not, all of us are part of gaming culture. So why don't we start making money out of it? Thank you very much.